Hi all, welcome back to more Carrier Battle Philippine Sea. This is scenario 6, this is my part 3. We have just moved on to the second game turn. The 650, is it? 650 turn. And that's where we're about to start. Okay, yeah, so we've not completely done all the steps in this then, haven't we? Because some of these were in the setup. So, place new Japanese forces, 7.1. So, yeah, because I got a bit muddled up in the first turn because we had already done part of that stuff in the setup, but I forgot about the other part about actually placing the forces on the map. So let's just look at 7.1. So we're going to add a third of what's left, aren't we? And the fact we took 6 in the first turn says in the arrival phase of each game turn, 1/3 of the Japanese forces not currently play rounded down will arrive on the map. So I should have 14, shouldn't I? 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14. So I'm going to take, and it doesn't matter which ones we take, but I will take them, just tag along in order. So we'll get G, H, I, and K then, Grant. You want? Oops, it's running the wrong way. G, H, I, and then K. So that's the 4 we're going to take. And then just looking ahead, that's leaving 10, isn't it? So next time a third will be 3. And yeah, and it'll just whittle them down until we get them all out. It doesn't matter what letters it says. Select the corresponding activation chips to be placed in the activation chip cup. Each force arrives randomly in one of the arrival zones. Right, so we do have to do that. So let's go about this now. So I'm just going to do them in that order that they came on. GHI. You're missing a J, Grant. Do you know my alphabet? Yeah, GHIJ. I suppose it's because I'm starting halfway through it. Okay, so we're going to do the Japanese arrival table bit again. So for G, I'm just going to roll this off camera. That's a 1. So it's going to be zone 1 up here. 6 is 6 free. That is indeed. So G is going to go in 6, which is quite handy because it's right beside that, our search there. Right, and then next one, H, there's a 1 as well. Okay, and section number 5, that's pretty good as well then, because that's right beside it too. So that's H. Right, and again, oh, it's a 1 again. Oh no, it's not a 1. It is a 1. I'm starting to wonder about this dice. That's a bit rubbish then. Well, that's what the dice is rolling. I mean, I didn't roll 1s in the trot because I rolled a 1 and then I rolled a 1 and then a 6, and then a 1 and then a 5, and I've just rolled a 1 and then a 2 for this one, which can go there. Right, so we've got J to go. It's a 9. So 9 is zone 4, so that's the opposite. That's a way down the bottom here. So we only had force A down there, and it's going in zone number 4, which is right down the bottom. So yeah, well, I suppose that's quite good. Like I say, I think once we get up to there, we might have a chance at like trying to contact, like, detect all aim. Right, so now we that was we've got to fill the sequence chip cup now. So there's nothing in it at the moment because I've got all the other ones left out. But what we need is obviously A to J now. So where are they all? A to J, and then we get the Guam, US sub, and US move. So, and then we might need some no ops. So we've got A, B, I'm just putting these in the cup. A, B, C, D, E, F, and then I need G, H, I, and J. Right, how many is that, Grant? 8. Right, so A to J is 10. Yeah, because we had 6 and we've added another 4. So that's 10. And then we've got Guam, which is 11. US sub, which is 12. US move, which is 13. And we need divisible by 4. So, yeah, we're going to add the 3 again to get to 16. Yeah, that's exactly the same thing happened in the comprehensive example of play, isn't it? So it's obviously something that's standard. So that moves from 3 chits per phase to 4. So now we get 4 chit draws in each phase. Okay, so moving on, full sequence chit cup. Adjust chits per phase marker, which I've just done. And now we start the Japanese air movement segment. There are still no Japanese air raids, and the Guam air raid did not appear. So now activation segment. So we roll for mission movement, and then we're going to draw chits. Right. Wondering if I had a glitch there. Don't think so. I think I just pressed the button and... Well, let's hope not. Right, so I'm going to roll for the mission movement. Rolled a 2 this time. So, and then we're going to draw... we're going to draw 4 chits this time. But again, one at a time. So here we go. The first one is going to be Force H. So that's one of the new ones. Now, the number is 8 this time, isn't it? The range is 8. So where's he? Oh, I think he's going to be in. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Oh no, he's not. He's just outside. I think we said F and B are within range, aren't they? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, he's just 9 away. So he's just outside. So he's going to move direction number 2. He's using this compass here, and 1 to 5 is southeast. So he's coming down 1 there. So now he's within 8. However, I don't know what, does it jump up again? It probably will do in the next turn. Yeah, it becomes 11 hexes in the next turn, which is the 8-10 game turn. So there'll be a lot more. I'll be yeah, maybe I want things started. Maybe I didn't want to get them all at once. Well, I suppose. Well, no, not really. You could end up with loads, couldn't you? Right. Well, that's H done, wasn't that? We can't do anything else. We drew the chit. Resolve air raid procedure. He's not in range. Remove the force 1 hex. Remove US advantage. Reduce detection status. Yeah, nothing else. Nothing else happening, so we'll go back to... So that's the first chit drawn out of the way. Right. And what is next? We have Force F. Right, that's one of the ones I was talking about, was it not? It is indeed. So that, I believe, is in range. Yeah, I'll just leave it there on the map. So what did we say? 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So it's bang on range. So get that chart back out, Grant. So the air raid procedure is rule 10.1. I'm going to get that out to have a look. However, I think we still got to roll on that first anyway, before we can check to see. Yeah, because there's the air raid procedure. And this is the trickiest, one of the trickiest rules to get your head around, I think. It might become easier for me. The air raid procedure, including modifiers applied for known information about Japanese air strength, is one of the most important parts of the game and also the most complex. Scenario 5 lets you practice it in a simplified situation. Well, I didn't play Scenario 5. The air raid procedure is carried out at the instant instant any Japanese force is activated before that force moves. Right, so that's where we're at. The air raid flowchart can be used. Yeah, it can be used as a reference for the steps. It's recommended to follow along on this played when reading the instructions that follow. And then in scenario 5, omit the steps noted as scenario 6 and after. Well, we're playing scenario 6. Or is that on the actual flowchart then? Let's have a wee look at this flowchart. So here it's here. Then we've got start. So, see, I've not even rolled any dice yet. I think, to be honest, I'm as well. Oops, it's the chart I've got underneath. I'm as well rolling on this first, I think. Because this decides if there's going to be an attack or not. And I think all the other stuff is irrelevant until we roll for this. I think. What does it say on this? So, start. This force has 2 raids in play. Well, no, it's not got nothing. It's not done nothing. Right, well, right away, there's not a yes or a no to take you somewhere there. It's just straight into here. Okay. Yeah, that's a bit weird. Why does it asks you a question and then directs you down? Right, no. Or yes. It's still directing you down. Eligible to have launched a raid. It's not a carrier force, it's a level 0. Commitment limit exceeded. I'm going to say no. Air raid generation table is a target discovered. Oh, air raid generation table. Is that the one underneath? Yeah. Is a target discovered? Maybe that's what the die roll is, and if we say no to that, then it'd be no raid. So maybe we need to see what the air raid generation table does. I think. I did think we needed to roll on that first. The other stuff's irrelevant, I think, until we discovered. There's the Japanese air raid generation table. I don't know where the word discovered's coming from. That's what that said, wasn't it? It said air raid generation table, and it's got a dash, and it says is a target discovered. Right, I don't know. I want to say I still want to roll on this. Because we're on the 650, right? The maximum range is 8. We are at 8 hexes. So we're getting a -2 to the time, right? Which is the game turn modifier. And then the range, we're at 8. So it's 7 to 9. So there's nothing added or subtracted to that. So the actual modifier is -2. And we need to get a 5 or more for an attack to occur. So let's do that roll first. So with a -2, and we need a 5 or greater. No, I've rolled a 1. It was a kind of rubbishy roll, but I'm throwing it out of a wee cup. You know, I can't decide how it's going to come out. Right, so that's saying no then. So is that the bit would that be the discovered part it's meaning? Don't know why that discovered bit comes in. Let's have a look more into this. I think it's just not happening, and that's that. So the air raid procedure is carried out at the instant any Japanese force is activated before that force moves. The air raid flowchart can be used as a reference for the steps. It is recommended to follow along as played when reading the instructions that follow in the scenario. Right, okay. You can think of the air raid procedure as a sequence of 4 questions. If this were a carrier force, would it attack me now? Steps A and B. So, and then step A My guess is it's going to include this air raid generation table roll. So A, as a force which already has 2 raids in progress, cannot launch a raid. For purpose of this rule, all units on return tracks. Right, okay. So if it had 2 raids in progress, it wouldn't. The answer would be no. To A1 anyway. And then A2, oh well, this is the otherwise part. Otherwise, a force is potentially eligible to launch a raid if either it is a carrier force, well it's not, or it is a level 0 force, which it is, or a level 1 small, medium, large force. And the Japanese carrier commitment limit has not been exceeded. Don't believe that is. Surface force is never eligible to launch a raid. So that kind of says that yes, if this were a carrier force, it would attack me. Right? But that's A. Now, so what is B then? That's right down the edge, and I'm not got any space to... Right at the edge of the table there. It's because I really want the rule book up. Well, you know what, Grant? Can you not... Let me adjust things a little here. Right, I've moved that boot eye display slightly higher up. So that gives me a bit more space down the bottom here. So B, does the force discover a target within range? So this is the bat. Yeah, okay. So this step uses the Japanese air raid generation table, card 2 back, to determine if the Japanese carriers, if there are any, find and wish to attack a target in range. First check the maximum range allowed on the game turn. We know it's 8, as listed on the table. If there is no US task group within that range, there is no raid. And then over the page. Next, select the target task group. Well, yeah, okay, select the target task group. This will be the closest US task group with carriers. If there is more than one equally close, select the one with the most carriers. Yeah, so we're just looking at Task Force 58. We've not split anything off. Then roll the die and apply modifiers listed on the table, some of which depend on the game turn, and one of which is specific to scenario 9 only, and read the result. Well, we got one, which was... Well, in fact, did not roll a 1, we were adding a -2 to it. The result will either be that the Japanese launch an attack or not. So, yeah, I'm as well rolling for that, right? Well, technically not, I suppose, because if we didn't have... yeah. Well, if it's launched 2 raids... we can stop there. We don't need to check any further. If it's not launched 2 raids, but it does need to be either a carrier force or a level 0 force or a level 1 small, medium, large. So if it was something else apart from them, I don't think it would launch a raid either then. Yeah, because it says there, a surface force is never eligible to launch a raid. Yeah, okay. Fair enough. Right, so it's not going to launch a raid. Right, but it still can move. It was force F, where the movement is a 2, number 2, so it's going southeast as well. So it's moving down there. I'll tell you what, it's getting closer to this. But we can't even send anything out there to go for it because, yeah, I do have that submarine up there, so next turn I could actually move... Yeah, because he's going to move into there next turn, so at least I can move that sub along there and then catch up with him in the next... or be placed in there for him coming in. Although, yeah, that doesn't work. I think I need to move... I need to have the sub-ship drawn after his force activates, doesn't it? I think so. Right, that's it. That's Force F. So we've done Force H, Force F. We've got 2 more chits to draw, Grant. You've got 4 to draw, mind. Right, the third one is Force A. Right, that's away down this bottom bit. That's not within 8, I don't think. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Nowhere near it. So he's not going to be involved in any raids either. The die roll was a 2, so he's going northeast. He's coming up that way. We were going to send that sub along a bit. So that's Force A. That's 3 of our 4 chits. So one more to draw. That's another force. I suppose that's what's mainly in the cup, mind you. Force C. Right, he might be in range. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. He is indeed. He's just in range. So we know he's not launched 2 raids, and he is a level 0. So we can check for this. And again, we're going to roll. And it's just going to be the same. It was exactly 8 range, wasn't it? So -2, nothing for that. So it's just a minus. Oh, I forgot about up here. No, because this is the Guam one, and that's the advantage marker. Yeah, we don't have any of that. So he's going to roll a -2 as well, and needs a 5 for a success. 7. Okay, that is going to happen this time. Okay, we're getting something. I'm kind of glad. I want to get things started. So 5 or more is attack. Yeah. And we rolled a 7 with a -2, so that is an attack. So where do we go from here then? Well, we might as well just continue. Because I need to turn the page, I think. No, I suppose actually we need to come back to here, don't we? Let me just glance at this again. This is right, so I managed to stop the video there. Which I hate when it happens because I can't remember how far I was on. I want to say I maybe glanced it was 19 minutes. Maybe I might just be making that up. It's a strange kind of flowchart, isn't it? I mean, start, we come down to there. This force has 2 raids in play. You know, there should be something that says yes and comes out here and says then it's a no raid. Or is it just me? Is that just me? So then it comes down to here. Is it a level 0? Yes. Is the commitment limit exceeded? No. Air raid generation table. Is a target discovered? That doesn't really make... I want to say that what that means is we've rolled a die and we've got a 5 or greater and then there's going to be an attack. But that kind of the way it's worded doesn't sort of tell you that's the reason. So let's say yes. Scenario. Yeah, okay. Scenario 6 and after. Level 0, it is. Alright. This is not for, this bit is for scenario 6 and after. Level 0. Increase to level 2. That doesn't make sense. Scenario 6 and after. Oh, hold on. If we were not playing scenario 5, we would not be looking at this box. I think that means. So is it a level 0? Yes, we're moving down. And again, this is for scenario 6 and after. Right, okay. I'm getting there, I think. If L1 carrier force with positive known air strength promote to level 2. Well, it's not that. I'm just going back to, I think Dave was the same. He found that a bit hard to grasp and found the rulebook easier. I think it looks right to me. I don't know if that's written very... Well, it might just be me. Maybe once I understand it, it'll become easier. So we've been asked this question: if this were a carrier force, would it attack me now? Which are steps A and B. Step A was saying yes, and step B, in this case, said yes as well. So if so the answer to that was yes. If so, is this actually a carrier force? So now we're looking at step C. So yeah, so let's go through this carefully. So that's good. It's moved us on to this. So is this in fact a carrier force? So now we're going to try and find out some information about the force. If the Japanese force is already known to be a carrier force, skip to step D. Well, that's not the case. Otherwise, it must be either a level 0 force or a level 1 large, medium or small force. Well, it is a level 0 force, so we're good to go. If it is a level 0 force, first draw a level 1 intelligence chit. Okay, let's do that. So there's a lot of chits in here. And there is quite a lot in false contact, so kind of not want one of them because it doesn't really help us at all, I don't think. Right, so here we go. Right, it's not, but it's a surface chat, so I think that means it's going away as well, if I remember. Yeah, because surface they don't launch a raid, do they? We've just found that one out. So if this is a carrier force chat, continue to step D. You now have a level 1 carrier force. So it's not. If it is a small, medium, or large force, continue to step C2. This will occur only in scenario 6 and after. If this is any type of surface chit or false contact, replace the level 1 chit in the cup. The force reverts to level 0. Okay, and does not launch a strike. Why does it say strike there? I should say raid. Shouldn't I? Because that's the Japanese term's raid and ours is strike, is it not? Or are they mix and matched? Maybe. Note that you do not remove the force in the event of false contact. The air raid is cancelled, but the force remains in play and could turn out to have carriers later. Yeah, and I wouldn't remove it with us because this wouldn't normally remove it anyway. Normally a false contact would remove it if we were searching, if we were investigating that. So that goes back in the chat, and there's no air raid. So we've not found out anything. Great. That was good though. I was grasping that as it's coming through, and I need to. I know I've done a bit of this in the training missions and whatever, but yeah, there's still a lot more. So this is 4C. Where is he? Yeah, he's down here, Grant. So he's going to move in direction number 2. He's using this compass, so it's northeast. He's going up there. But like we said, now he's perfectly placed. So when we get the sub chit, we'll be able to move in there and be able to do something, I hope. Right, that's 4C done. That's the 4th chat, isn't it? Yeah, that is. Okay, moving on. I think I need to take a pause though. I need to sort these dogs out. I think they're needing fed actually, to be honest. Well, they're always wanting fed. Right, I'll just go and pause for a bit and I'll be back shortly. Cheers. Right, that's me back. It wasn't to be that long actually. Right, we can take the dice away. That's us, had our 4 chit draws. So moving on. Yeah, see, I've just moved that slightly further up now. It's not as easy. Okay, so resolve. Yeah, move force 1 hex. Yeah, so we're in the US air movement segment. Move air missions and then adjust fuel markers. Okay, well we've only got the 1 air mission out there. This would be our opportunity to put out the cat mission, but again, don't think we're going to. We are just going to loiter around Guam. So that's 1 fuel point to do that, though. It takes us down to 10 now, which is fine. Not too far away from being able to get back anyway. Right, so moving on. That's the only thing we're going to do. We're not going to move our cat mission. Right, so now we can do the search segment again. This is a new turn. So initiate air searches is 8.27. So I think we could maybe launch more here. I don't know if yeah, launch units. Yeah, and you can either have 1 or 2 units together. Yeah, and then we're going to move them. Move 2 hexes in the first segment, 4 hexes in each other segment, and then we're going to get to search. And unfortunately, yeah, I tried to print it out onto that thing. That's not worked. So I'm going to have to just try and work this out. Although I'm not so sure anything's going to get to show up for us. Possibly 4C? No, I don't think so. 1, 2, 3, 4. We're going to end up there, and I don't think we needed it to be in that hex there, I think. Right, do we want to launch anything else? Well, certainly we've got a lot of forces coming from up here. We've got 5 of them up here now. We do have this one search point going up. This one there, maybe we should launch another one. The fact that they're all coming down that way, should I consider launching it up that way? Maybe. I don't know. Another SBC2. Yeah, we've only got one that's available. One thing I should get in the habit of doing, and I remember doing it when I was doing the training mission, is it's maybe not. It's maybe you wouldn't miss it, but I think it does suggest that you invert the carrier. I've done something like that, you know, when you've launched something, because you know, the launch segment, and then you do a lot of other stuff in between, and then you try and land something. You're not sure which is taken off from which, because if we launch something from there, nothing can land there this turn, you know, this phase. It's probably not going to matter now, but it's maybe a good habit to get into, that when you launch something, just do something like that, you know, to say that that's launched, and then you can just adjust it in the land phase after when the segment's finishing, you know. And this does apply to launching, because we're actually launching this in the search segment, so this is one thing that you can do. That's only SB2C that I've got up there already, so I think, I don't know though. Yeah, I do think we should maybe launch that one. So I'm going to do that, and I'm going to invert that carrier just to say that I've launched this. So he's going to go here now. We need another. That was 4 we had before, so we need another. I suppose you need that origin one as well. So number 5 origin and max radius 5. So I'll put the origin one in the pile there on the task force 58 off map thing, and then we're going to put this. Well, it's going to be the same bit, isn't it? Unless you choose to go out that way. Yeah, I mean, there's in this area here, they're either going to go southeast or east as well, aren't they? So they are kind of heading over that way a little bit. Just wondering if I should maybe have it coming out that way. Maybe, but then how long? You know, they're only going to move 1 hex before we then move again. Yeah. And Force F looks like it's going to get caught up by that submarine as well. And we can try and detect that. Right, okay, I'm going to just keep it on the same course, I think. I don't know if that's daft or not, though. I don't think it is. So I'm going to do that, and I'm going to put... What have I done with it? Did I bring it on the map? Yeah, it's there, yeah. Max radius 5, so it's going to come in beside this one as well. Max 2, so it's going to be exactly the same hex. And then, so this one gets to move 2. Oh, right, it doesn't really matter, Grant. They're both the same. So that one gets to move 2. And then the rest of these get now, that's the only one I'm going to launch. So now we're in the move air searches. So that one would move 2. And then the other 4 move 4. Yeah, I want to say we're not getting there, are we? So 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah. Because if you look on, I need to look at that bit in the rule book. So yeah, it searches the 4 hexes. Oh, hang on, no, that's because I'm on... Why does it not give you the diagram for the other one? Because I went up the spine there, didn't I? It only shows you a wee example on the one that starts going out the hex side. Like this one has. I wish they'd give you an example the other way. I know it's maybe easy for some people to kind of grasp that, but it says the middle zone is 3 to 6 hexes. So, I don't know if it includes this hex or not. I'm not sure because I can't even. There's not even a wee example. Like what I'm talking about is this example in the rule book. I would have liked them to have shown you an example of you coming from the actual the hex side. I don't think that the other bit on the plate helps with that. I don't think it does anyway. It's got a blue area and a white area and a grey area and then a light grey area at the end. It doesn't tell you anything. It doesn't really tell you what they are. Hexes with dashed lines down the middle belong to both sides. Hexes with dashed lines down the middle belong to both sides. Colours show zones in which diagonal modifiers for range apply. See, that's just for range. It's not telling me if I can search. This doesn't help you telling you where you can search. The standard search display defines 3 zones. It's in there. Sorry, glary back there. It's here. Defines 3 zones according to range. The coast zone is 0 to 2 hexes from the task group. And then the middle zone is 3 to 6 hexes. Aircraft search zones in the zone they just flew through. The example below shows the zones. Yeah, it's definitely not an easy way to do it. So we started there. This one can search in these hexes here. I don't know, because we're going up the spine, I'm just not sure. I would think this can search in these hexes here, but I can't quite fathom it out, to be honest. I think I'm going to look up some of these questions on BGG. Or the best thing to do would be to get a printout of that thing. Just, that's not working from... Well, I wonder if my markers, but no, I've got markers that wipe off. I've not got permanent ones. Well, I must have some somewhere. Like, what is it? The Sharpie pens. They're permanent, aren't they? I'm going to have to search out one of them. And all I would need to do is go over that bit, and that might help. Don't want to bother about it just now. And you know what? I don't think I will just now, because I'm pretty sure that, well, I'm positive that we don't get to search in there. It's only in this area that we just move through, and there's no forces there. So that's him moved. This guy's going to move 4 as well. 1, 2, oops. He started there, 1, 2. Is that right? 1, 2, it's where the cut in the map is. 3, 4. Yeah. And then 1, 2, 3, 4. That's right. So him again, he's the same. He's only going to be able to search. Like I say, I don't even think he gets this hex. I want to say it's maybe just these hexes around that he gets. I'm sure I'll find a way of working it out. Right, and then this one, 1, 2, 3, 4. Right, so he's a bit closer. He's got 4C there. And he is the one that's going along, but it definitely says that the hexes, if you compare it, if you can just see it in the corner there, that's where he is. So you can search these hexes, the 3 hexes to his left, and the 3 hexes to his right, but going down. So like 1, 2, 3, and then from there 1, 2, 3. He does not get to search in this hex. So unfortunately, yeah, that's kind of rubbish, isn't it? Then when he moves again, he would. However, no, the problem is 4C. Is 4C moved this turn? It has, yeah, we just drew that. Yeah, so what I need him foresee not to move next turn before I get to move. So I don't want him to appear in the first phase. Because if he moves from here to here, shall we say, then I won't be able to search. Once I move from there to there, I won't get the search on that, I don't think. Right, and then this one finally moves 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So we've got nothing. Yeah, we've got nothing. I mean, admittedly, next time we should have something. I mean, in particular, this guy up here, and I think it probably was wise sending something else up there, because there's lots of stuff. Okay, well, that's what it is. And I think by the time I make that move again, I'm going to have something printed out, hopefully, so that I can lay... It's not going to be easy. I mean, I don't want to lay it over the top as well, because I'm likely to move the counters about as well. But I suppose if I've got it printed out in front of me, I might be able to sort of work it out, because, I mean, it's all very well having that one, and I could probably work it out from that one, but that's going from the... It's not going from the spine. Okay, some of you are probably shouting at your screen saying it's simple how to work it out, but for some reason it's causing me trouble. Right, resolve search attempts, no, adjust commitment index if needed. Well, nothing's been found yet anyway. So in air operations again, and do we want to launch anything? We're probably sitting at the position where we don't again, do we? Yeah, we need them to find something or something to pop up. I don't think I do. The only thing I could do is fill this space up by moving from servicing to ready. I think that's all I could really do. Yeah, because I don't feel the need to launch anything still. So I'm just going to do that. I'm just going to do the next step, which is servicing to ready. I'm going to move this up to the flight deck. We're not going to do anything else. We're not going to land anything. So I'll just turn that back round. And then US air interceptions, nothing to intercept. No Japanese air attack, no US air attack. Nothing in there. So we can skip all by that again. We're going to advance the phase marker to phase 2. And we're going to go again. There's no air raids. So we're now going to roll for mission movement and draw some chits again. So I will roll the dice. I have a 5. Not sure if that's good or bad. We'll find out shortly. Right, and then we're going to draw 4 more chits. So here we go. 1. Right, force D. Okay, and then the range is still 8. Force D is here. He might be. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. No, he's one short. So he doesn't. And the zone he's in on a 5 goes east. Oh, he's moving right in beside the sub. Well, that's fine. So he's moving in beside our sub. I'm going to kind of put that like that so I can see that. So I think we need our sub chit drawn before we can do anything about that. Him moving into that hex doesn't do nothing. We need to do something once we draw the chit. I'm pretty sure that's how it should work. So that's force D chit done. Does that sound right, Grant? Should you just be guessing here? Yes, submarines. To resolve a contact attempt. Yeah, there is one US sub activation chit. When the US player draws a chit, he may do the following. So it can move if desired. And then following any movement, the submarine may attempt to contact a Japanese force in its hex. Yeah. So we'll be able to do that. Because we don't need to move. So we'll be able to do that once we draw this sub chit. Okay, good. I was going to say I should have left that bit open, but depends. I might not draw that for a bit yet. Right, so drawing the second chit of phase 2. We get the subs chit. There you go. Okay, well that should be good, I think, because Right, okay. Right, well, we need to work out what to do here. So, well, should we have to move them all first? Is there not a wee section about the subs there? Don't think there is there? It's just got the US movement. Well, that's fine. I just wonder if I need to move them all first before I start doing other things. Well, maybe I should just do that. It's just, I'm not quite sure. Let's deal with this one first, because he doesn't need to move, and then we know that the other ones can move. So let's see what we actually do with this. So US submarines, there's one shot. If it's not pinned, not shadowing, move it if desired. Following any movement, may attempt to contact the Japanese force in its hex. 14.13. If it succeeds, the submarine can either shadow or attack the force. So let's look at that. And then if it was pinned, we just remove the pin or update the pinned status. And if it was shadowing already, it would do something else. To resolve a contact attempt, roll one die and consult the submarine contact table, card 4 front. The result is either a success or a failure. Card 4 front. Okay, card 4 front. Submarine contact table. A 1 to 4 is a fail, so a 5 to 10 is a contact. So we've got good odds. Are there any modifiers? +1, force not moving or moving into submarine's hex. Yeah, it did. Oh, hang on. Well, I'm not quite sure why it says force not moving or moving into submarine's hex. Does that mean that if the force had moved and I then moved into its hex, this wouldn't apply? However, if it moves into my hex, or if it's not moved at all, you would get that +1. You know what I mean? If, let's just say, force D hadn't actually moved at all here, and I was in the subphase and I moved into the hex, that means that the force has not been moving. In this case, however, it has moved, but it's moved into our hex. So I think we get the +1 for both of that. You know, if it moves into our hex, or if it's not moved at all. I can only think that's what that means. +1, force not moving. Yeah, give me a sec. I was just about to go and look in BGG, and I thought, why not just look at the next rule, Grant? Because it looks like it's going to tell us here. I did turn the page already, I just didn't go up here to look. So the following die roll modifiers apply to contact attempt. +1, if the Japanese force did not move when most recently activated. Why would that ever happen? Oh, this can again. Read on, Grant. Read on. This can occur as a result of movement priority 7.21 7C. I want to say it's when when they're in the invasion zone, maybe. I feel the need to go and look at that rule though. Hang on. I don't know why I'm getting a horrible glare from my lamp tonight. Whether have I moved further across? I don't know. Anyway, I've moved things a bit just to look at this. So this is 7.217C. So it says, if located 9 hexes distant from a US carrier ship group, do not move. That needs to be... That needs to have launched an air raid in that though. Yeah, I started panicking there. Yeah. Yeah, if it's got a butai marker, yeah, then that's what would happen. So in that case, it wouldn't have moved. Okay, right. Right, I have to go back and look at a bit of video footage because I knocked one of my counters there. Right, find out where it went. This is a problem with putting stuff on the map, I suppose, or moving it about. So if the Japanese force did not move when most recently activated, well, that's not the case. That unit did. So my guess is you're not going to get that +1 unless it's not, if it's not been activated yet. Yeah, okay. So that's why it's worded, what does it say, force not moving. So anything that's not actually been activated yet, we're not going to get that +1 for. I don't believe. However, the second one is going to apply to us in this case because if the force moved into the submarine's hex. Okay, so coming back to this, right, we're hoping for a die roll here then. So we are going to get that +1 because he moved into this hex. This is force D and it moved into the hex beside us. So with a +1, these stern chase, oblique approach. It's not dusk or night. What are they to? Well, you should have maybe carried on, Grant. To be honest, I didn't really think about them. For oblique approach, the submarine moved into the forces hex in this activation from the quarter, i.e. from an oblique direction, with respect to the forces movement. And there's a wee example down there. Let's just read this one as well. For a stern chase, the submarine moved into the forces hex in this activation from directly astern, moving the same direction the force did from directly behind. See example. Okay, let's have a look at this example then. Zoom out a little bit. So, example, Japanese force I moved from 1013 to 1012, right? In its most recent activation. The USS Stingray enters hex 1012 from 0912, so he's coming in that way. So that's an oblique approach. It is approaching from the quarter and gets the oblique approach modifier, -2. The fin back was left behind in 1013. If it attempts to give chase, it will suffer the stern chase modifier. Somebody moved into the forces hex in this activation from directly astern, moving the same direction the force did. Right. So if I chased after it, I'm gonna get a -3. If I come into it from the side, then, well, no, I'm not getting that first one. It is approaching from the quarter and gets the oblique approach modifier. Somebody moved into the forces hex in this activation from the quarter, i.e. from an oblique direction with respect to the forces movement. So, because it's moved across like that, it then moving into there. So I think if this submarine had been in here and that moved from there to there, or if it had been in here or here, don't think that would have applied, that modifier. Because he's kind of coming across, and then you can see that one because he's chasing after it. Okay, I think I've maybe got that. I think if we ever get one of these cases and not sure, well, I'm not so sure if the Stingray was there. Does that move from there to there give it any modifier? Don't think so. I think it's only because it's moved across and he's coming in at the side of it. Not 100% though. Right, but we don't have the modifiers because none of that happened. He moved into our hex, so we're getting a +1. So we need a 5 to 10, and obviously we're getting a +1. So slightly better. Right, here we go. Come on. 7. Yes. 7 plus 1 is 8. That is a result. Contact. Okay, what do we do now? I have no idea. Yeah, we just move on. So 14.14. If the contact succeeds, proceed as follows. If the Japanese force was level 0, it is promoted to level 1. Draw a level 1 chart. This may reveal that the force is a full contact. If so, skip the rest of the procedure. Skip the rest of the procedure. We don't get to take it away. Okay. I'm into the level 1 cup. Kind of hoping we don't get a false contact then. I thought this one might have at least removed that. Right, here we go. No, it is as well. So let's just reading on. A submarine which makes a successful contact is option either shadow the force or else attack. Yeah, because this isn't quite like a full. If you wish to shadow, flip the submarine to its reverse shadow side. Sub remains on this side until it stops shadowing. If you wish to attack, proceed to attack procedure. In this case, the sub remains face up. Note that a submarine contact does not result in any form of detection. Okay. It's not that great then, is it? I think if you're shadowing it, does that not give you a better chance of when you're searching? It gives you a modifier. Yeah, if I was able to find the right chart. Not sure what one I'm looking for, to be honest. Something that talks about searching, commitment, intelligence. Give me a second. Yeah, it'll be the one with us, won't it? When we're searching. I want to say there's something here about shadowing. Shadowing's second search. Submarine shadowing, +1. So it gives us a +1 modifier. I think that's all it does. Or attack it, but I don't know what good that sort of does. Submarine attack, proceed as follows. But then if we had a level 1 chart, that would have done something, wouldn't it? It wouldn't have, but it says that a submarine contact does not result in any form of detection. Yeah. Yeah, well, I guess it still would have been a level 1, which might have been better for us. However, I've drawn a false contact, so it just says, if so, skip the rest of the procedure. So what do I do with the false contact chip? I just chuck it back in the cup, I'm assuming. Because we're not removing the force or anything like that. Yeah, I must just have to put it back in the cup. Or maybe should I have a glance? Should I have a glance at that? See if I can find anything. In case it removes it from the cup. I think it would say, well, it's not saying either or, is it? Okay, I can't really find it. I'm just going to put it back in the cup then. Yeah, okay. And yeah, it doesn't result in any form of detection anyway, so it's going to help us to detect. I'm not looked into the attack side of it, which I suppose is another possibility. Right, let's see the rest of the subs then. Maybe we can get one shadow in. I noticed the comment while I was looking, somebody asked about how do you know how to know if what way a force is moved, if it's already moved, for the modifiers, the oblique one and the stern one. And the designer replied there wasn't anything sort of set in stone, but somebody commented that what they do is they turn the force facing the direction that they moved. So, like, for instance, force D here had moved that way. So that would be looking like that. So to say that it's moved that way, but I'm not so sure I want to mess about with that, but I might get caught out if I don't. I could probably work out, well, in fact, because I've got the die roll there still, I should be able to know what's moved. I mean, in this set of, oh no, that's not true though. Because force C, for instance, has moved in the previous phase, and it would have been a different, oh no. Yeah, it would have been a different die roll, wouldn't it? So he could have came from, yeah, could have came from there, or there, or there, in fact, couldn't he? Well, that is that not relevant right now to if I want to move that into there? Because if he moved from there to there, I want to say that is that, not the stern one, but it's the other one, the oblique one. It is, isn't it? Yeah, because I'm coming in from the side. Yeah, I get it now. It's when if it moved, if I was there and it was there and it moved to there and I followed it in, that's the stern. That's a -3. However, if I'm at the side and it moves in and I'm moving in, that's a -2. So yeah, that's true. I don't know where that moved, and I probably want to move that, don't I? Okay, well, you do have the benefit of looking back on your video footage, Grant, which I just had to do to find out it was this chit that had moved, and I wasn't sure where it moved. It was actually on that marker. Because 4C was the last thing to activate in the first phase. Oh no, that's going to be part of the video that I'm just recording though, so I'd need to stop it and look back, wouldn't I? Nah, I'll tell you what, we're at 40 minutes, and I want to say it was maybe 19 minutes that I'd already stopped, so I'm kind of slugging away here, aren't I? Now, I'm going to take a guess on this. I believe that the last die roll was a 2, which means he must have moved from there to there, what unfortunately means that, yeah, that is going to affect that one, isn't it? Because he must have been here and then moved with a 2. Pretty sure it was a 2. Any other way you could back that up, Grant? Force F, A, F and H all moved as well. If you move with a 2, yeah, that doesn't really help us, does it? A, F and H. H is there. Yeah, I think he would have started there, so he would have come down. That doesn't tell you there was a 2 though, Grant. It tells you it was a 1 to a 5. And then F in there, oh, well, I can't look at that one because that's 1 to 10. Yeah, I'm going to do that. That's annoying. I don't want to start turning the forces around the other way, so... Well, it's the only way to kind of... Well, I do have the video footage, so I'm gonna stick with that, and hopefully I can maybe remember. What a good idea might be to keep the die rolls. Yeah, I've got plenty of dice there, so what I think I might do is, you know, have 4. In fact, I mean, I could. There's the thought. I could actually put the dice up there, couldn't I? Above the, you know, like I say, I rolled a 2 there for actually phase 1. So just put that there. It's a bit clunky, isn't it? And then put the 5 there. Or even if I just put them down the side of the table, put a 2, and then underneath that I'll put a 5 dice. And yeah, okay. I'll maybe do something like that, rather than turn the forces. But you can see that would solve it. Okay. So I do think this has moved from 4C has moved from here to here. So it does mean that if we move into that hex, we're going to get that minus. But I'm going to do it. So we've dealt with that one. So this one we're going to move in. So we are going to get that -2. Now, so we need a... Yeah, we're getting a -2, and we need a 5 to 10 for contact. So, oops. Right. So with a -2, oh, we get lucky. So a 9 -2 is 7. So it is a contact again. Right, so now we again draw... it's over the page, I think, Grant, isn't it? No, it's not. Yeah, there's a submarine example there on that other page. See, I haven't read this, and that's kind of bad. You try to play the game, you've not actually read through the rule. Some of it was just stuck. So we've rolled a die. The result is either success or failure. Well, it is a success. If the contact succeeds, proceeds as follows. Japanese force was a level 0. It's promoted to level 1. Draw a level 1 chart. This may reveal that the force is a false contact. If so, skip the rest of this procedure. Right, let's see if we can not get a false contact this time. There is a lot of them in the cup, though. Right, here we go. Right, it's not. Oh, it's a carrier as well. So I think that's good. Right, so that's down here. Okay. So just look in there. A submarine which makes a successful contact is option either shadow the force, 14.15, or else attack. If you wish to shadow, flip the submarine to its reverse side. Submarine remains on this side until it stops shadowing. If you wish to attack, proceed to attack procedure. In this case, the sub remains face up. Okay, let's quickly look at that. I want to look at that example, I think. Shadowing. So if we choose to shadow, a submarine can choose to shadow a force that is contacted, flip the sub to its reverse shadowing side. Shadowing continues until either the player voluntarily stops shadowing or attacks, or the sub suffers an adverse ASW result. The benefit of shadowing is a favourable modifier on air search die rolls. It gives a +1. I mean, okay, yeah, that is good, but seems like, I don't know, I feel like I should be getting more out of this. Anytime the US sub's chit is drawn, a shadowing submarine is the following options. It can continue shadowing, in which case it does nothing at this time. It can stop shadowing, flip the submarine face up. Submarine may not be moved at that time. It can attack the force it's shadowing. Right. And then finally, when the shadowed Japanese force is activated, resolve an ASW attempt against the sub. If the sub becomes pinned, it loses contact and ceases to shadow the force. Otherwise, it accompanies the moving force to that force's new hex. Right, I kind of assume that maybe be what has happened. But there is a chance that it might pin us and then that removes it. Note that there is no ASW attempt when the sub first contacts, only when the shadowed force moves. Okay. Right, so it's just going to tag along and give that +1 modifier when we get our planes able to search. And there's a worry there because that's the one that I was talking about. That's this one here that's just moved just outside its range, and when we move again in the next turn, 1, 2, 3, 4 to here, if he moves out of that area before we actually move, we won't be able to actually search, I don't think, which is a bit of a bummer. Because I think if he moves to move into this hex, he's then moved outside this range zone. Okay, I want to glance at that submarine example. I'll just look at it off camera. Okay, it was quite interesting, so I thought I would look at it. So the submarine, here's an example. The submarine Kavala moves into a hex containing 11-0 Japanese carrier force. The US player rolls for the submarine contact table and obtains an 8, resulting in contact. He draws a check and obtains a level 1 carrier force. So that's what we've done. He decides to attack. So using the US submarine attack table, which is just here, he rolls a... What is it? Yeah, he's good with his die rolls here, actually. Using the US submarine attack table, his attack die roll is 10. So you can see here, though, a 1 to 7 is going to be 0. And this gives you either 1 or 2 attack hits on this table. Alright, I'll need to zoom out a little bit for that, Grant, if you're going to bring that in here as well. But he rolls a 10, which gives him 2 hits, and then that gives him 2 rolls on this table, and he rolls a 9 and a 10, and the special one turns out to be another roll. Anyway, he ends up with 5 hits from the 9 and 6 hits from the special, so he ends up with 11 hits. Okay, but it's showing you what can happen here, but I think this has put me off the fact that I need a 1, I need an 8, I need at least an 8, and there's no modifiers to help us to get anything out of it. But let's look on just to see what happens. And I was confused by this, but there's a errata to see that paragraph should be removed. It's just kind of, it's repeated, but repeated properly here, because that makes no sense. So it says, and like I say, it's got, it tells you there, the 2 hit die roll, he obtained a 9 out of 10. The 9 gives a result of 5 hits. For the 10, the table states he must roll the die a second time. Second roll is a 7, 6 more hits. Total is 11 hits. US player places 11 points of hit current turn markers on the forces display. But that sits there for a while because, the fact, we'll read on. Since the sub made an attack, the player must roll for ASW. He rolls a 7 to which 1 is added because the sub attacked and obtained hits. The adjusted roll of 8s gives the result of pin for 2 turns. That's this table here. So he rolled a 7. He was getting a +1 because the sub attacked and scored hits. So that turned it into an 8, which means he was pinned for 2 turns. So that was the result of that. So the adjusted roll of 8 gives the result pinned for 2 turns. The sub receives a pin 2 marker. The next time US subs is drawn, this will be reduced to pin 1. And then the sub takes no action. The time after that, the pin 1 marker will be removed. And the time after that, the sub can be activated again. So you can see it's tying them down for a bit. What happens to the Japanese force, though? Later in the game, the Japanese force is promoted to a level 4 force with carriers. One of the carriers drawn at the time is Shukaku. The 11 hits, which by that time have become permanent hits, are assigned to Shukaku by random choice. Shukaku is immediately removed from play. So, you're not going to find out what's happened to the hits until it becomes a level 4 force, I think. And the fact that you need that die roll, and I'm not so sure, you need to roll above a 7. You need to roll an 8 or better to get any result at that. So I think rather than doing the attack, I'm probably better doing the shadowing thing. Yeah. Alright, so we're going to do the shadow, which means flipping the sub to its other side. That'll be core. So he's shadow. So that goes on top of 4C. Well, 4C is now a level 1 carrier as well. So, how do you put all these on top, Grant? Yeah, it's a bit tricky to pile it all on top and work out what's all there. Flip the sub to its reverse shadowing side. Shadowing continues until either the player voluntarily stops shadowing or attacks, or the sub suffers an adverse ASW. Right, so anytime that's drawn, I can continue to shadow, and that bottom bit was the bit that when that force moves again, we resolve this ASW, which I just looked at. What was the results with that then? It's down the bottom there. So a 1 to 4 is no effect. Oh, yuck. Right. Yeah, that's not great either, is it? Modifiers, first roll only, -2 if sub shadowing. Okay. Well, we'll give that. We'll give it a go. We'll give it a go. Maybe we'll try attack with one of the other ones later in the game. So, okay, so we've done that. So here it's here. I'm not quite sure how to put these chits because I've got this level 1 on force C and this shadow on top. So, yeah, it's a bit messy really to try and reveal everything, isn't it? I kind of want to know what's what though. Nah. Well, I know I need to look for force C, don't I? So. Right, and that fact that's a level 1, that does nothing. We can't sort of launch a strike on that or anything. It's only suggesting that it might have carriers in it. We don't know anything for sure with that, so yeah. Okay, so we've got... That was 1, 2, we've still got 2 more subs. So we've got Kavala down here, well he's... Yeah. Now we see it's not that, they're not that strong, are they? So I'm going to try and move along with that one, I think. So I think I'll move in there. And then the final one is up here. So he's definitely going to move down. Yeah, I'm going to chase after Force F, I think. Okay. Right, that's 54 minutes showing where I am just now. And I've got 19 minutes to add, I think. So that's chit number 2 out of 4 though, Grant. So you kind of need to press on, don't you? At least get the phase. Well, maybe not. Maybe I should just leave it there. I know I'm only 2 chits in because I've piled them up. That's the first phase, 4 of them there. That's the second phase, I'm only 2 in. So hopefully I'll remember that. Well, I've got it marked. My segment is still showing draw sequence chits. So that's fine as well. So, and we're on phase 2. Because I better cut that. I think that's going to be well over an hour. My battery's running low. Probably need to take a break or do a... Right, I'll get this copied across first anyway and I'll see. But I'm hoping to get back for another part tonight anyway before the end of the night. Okay, cheers.